So I guess Noddy has given all the required background what I came from. Of course, I also started as a tech analyst. So actually, I would like to just say good morning and welcome to everyone. Honestly, I'm very thrilled to have opportunity to speak with all of you today. And as Naudin mentioned, I got a privilege to work with a lot of large corporations and playing a various roles during my 20 years of career in Singapore and abroad. And I believe that with my experience and expertise, we together can, explore the new perspectives in the key role of the product owner. Today, we are going to cover the product owner topic, and it will be the last session was quite engaging. I hope it will be the same. So, without further delay, let's dive into the topic. The people still joining. I know it's early at weekday working, but still appreciate the people are joining the session. So let's dive in now.
Makran, sorry, your
Yeah,
video is off here.
yeah. Is it better now?
Yes, yes, can see now. It's good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks. I logged in from two devices, so this is the right one. Okay. So let's start with the so basically as Nordin mentioned, Cognitive Link is a Malaysia-based company who's actually helping us, and Uptick is a Singapore-based company. We also operate in multiple country now, and I'm glad and really feel lucky that we're working with the Cognitive Link for last almost a year now, and hope will create some community and spread the ideas and the good learnings, and of course the all the anti patterns, everything. So today's workshop, we're going to cover the comprehensive understanding of product owner role. Okay, so don't worry, I'm not going to teach you Scrum and Agile. Trust me, we are going to focus on the role, how to play, how to what to do, what not to do, rather than explaining you the framework and all. That's not the objective for this workshop. This objective is to, for this particular role, what things you need to perform, how to perform. Of course, roles core responsibilities from the more on the Scrum book, but at the same time, I also share some experiences. I think that is more valuable and important. Um, there is an always I also face this, and many of you already might be facing this, or maybe having that, okay, what is the BA job, what is PO's role. Sometimes there is a lot of disagreement happens in the organization. We will also cover that part. What are the overlap and what are the synergies we found between these two roles? uh, you know um, but ultimately the company to company, the culture differ, but generic we will discuss, and maybe some of them you can apply at work. And the last one is maybe we can discuss some quick anti-patterns of product owner, not to be so negative, but sometimes the product owner behave very differently, that could lead to the unhappiness in the team, and of course the missing the deadlines and goals, and building the awesome products. So let's go in. So this is me. Those who would like to connect with me on the LinkedIn, please connect. Some of the people last time connected, they asked me some questions over the chat. Thank you all of them, and happy to support wherever we can. That's the whole objective for having these sessions and everything. So either you can scan the code, or you can go to the LinkedIn, okay, and you can type Patak Makrad hyphen banking, because I was from the banking, so that's why it was hyphen banking. So I worked with a lot of banks, as I mentioned earlier. I was quite, privileged to work with those companies. Credit Suisse become UBS now. BNP Paribas is a French bank, then Standard Chartered and the Bank of Singapore. So I played a various role, from tech and the analyst to the BA to the senior BA, the lead BA, then the junior product owner, proxy product owner, then the area product owner, then product owner and product manager, something like that. So all those roles I played in entire 20 years of careers, and glad to share with my experiences with you, which can be helpful. So before we jump into the quickly into the role of PO, I have just created two very simple slides to show you the Scrum and Agile. I think this is very important for those who already operating or not operating, or those who work in waterfall, quickly to understand. If somebody asks you, you know the answer, right? So agile is a methodology. So people ask you, are you following agile? Yes, we do follow agile methodology, and agile methodology is different than the waterfall, as you know, right? These are the small increment we deliver as part of the agile methodology. So in agile there are two frameworks are there. There are many, but these two are very famous. One is the scrum and another the kanban, right? So uh, basically the agile is like you can say like a high level concept. Okay, and there are several framework like scrum and kanban is there. There are three four are there, but they are not very famous. Okay, so always remember the agile and scrum. So scrum is your framework, and agile is a methodology. So people always get confused with all this. Always remember this is very important and very simple. Now people also ask what is the scaled agile. There is SAFE, scaled agile framework. So scaled agile framework is also nothing but a same framework like a scrum, but or the large when you want to have 20 teams, 30 teams, 40 teams, how do you going to operate? That is what is mentioned there. But all this come under the agile methodology. Okay, I hope it's very clear. So what happened is that in the scrum there are three key roles are there. Always remember. Okay, we can quickly discuss here the where the BA roles fit in and all. That is purely organization to organization. So the scrum for framework I mentioned is an agile project management development tool. Okay, and which is basically to provide a structured way how do we manage the complex product. You most of them are you might be aware of various items like sprint, the retrospective review, definition of done, sprint backlog and all. Yeah, so basically scrum was designed to enhance the collaboration, right? uh, More transparency and adaptability among the various team members, not just the development team but also from the business side also. And it's called as time box iterations. Why it's a time box? Because we have to finish in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, or depends upon how you define the your sprint duration. Okay, those are called as sprint. Sprinting, 100 meter they call as sprinting. A marathon is never called as sprint. A sprint is you do small deliveries. Now there are three key roles only, right? Product owner, scrum master, and development team. Now there's always a question people ask me where the other team sit, where the testing team sit, where the BA sits, where they going to out of the job. I think this is one of the question being asked in the last meeting. So don't worry. That doesn't mean the roles is not being tell as per the scrum doesn't mean the role does not exist. The role doesn't need it. No, it's not true. Um, if you're working in the large corporations, there is a proper testing required. So the testing will come. They will come and support either as part of the development team or it's a separate team. Same for the business analyst. So those business analysts actually work very closely with the product owner, and Scrum Master will work closely with the development team, and of course with the PO also, but mostly with the development team. So if you're building image for a minute, you forget that you're working with a large corporation. You're working in a very small company where a product owner is asking to build something to the development team, and Scrum Master is there to help, to clear the any technical issues or any licensing related issues or any blocker for the development team. But Scrum Master is not doing coding. He is not delivering the code. The development team is doing. In that case, the BA might not record because PO act as the BA. Some organization allows that to do it because they might not able to afford a separate BA, right? But generally, in my experience till now, because I work with the large corporations, they will have a business analyst either on the business side, which is sitting with the PO. Because in one of the company, like in Standard Chartered, I have a BA team of BA. Actually, I have three BA who was working with me, helping me, and writing the detailed specification based on my ideas. But in some organization, the BA was sitting on the technology side, so it is more the pushing the is your job is my job kind of thing, because there was not clear segregation mentioned there in that organization. So this is very common, and we will find how to deal with them today. But this is very common. So don't so you're not you're so don't feel that you are alone in that that area where you're facing the same issue. Okay. So just remember these three, these two. This is very important. Always remember. Okay. So agile and the scrum, and the Scrum is a part of the agile methodology. Okay. Kanban is basically used for the support related project where you mostly have a tracking, to-do list like thing. It is also same like a Scrum, but mostly it's not only for the support project that's being used. Okay, we without wasting further time, we quickly jump into product owner. Okay, so next session is very interesting. We are talking more on AI, so please do join that. And the reason I'm telling you this image is generated by AI, so I given the right prompts to one of the AI tool I'm using, and it has generated the image. This is really awesome. This people doesn't exist. This image doesn't exist anywhere. So you know that we are going to teach the prompt engineering also as part of the next session. So please do join that one. So what is the product owner? I think everybody knows product owner is responsible for maximizing the value of the product resulting from the work of the development. This is a Scrum guide definition, right? Very structured, maximizing the value of product. But what are the key things generally the POs they do? Okay, they will be strong in the prioritization. They will have always user-centric mindset, right? Think always from the user point of view. If you're a user, what you'll be doing, very strong communication skill because they need to speak to various people in the organization, compliance, front office, legal, sometime end customers, sometime to the development team. And so that communication has to be very strong. And the stakeholder management, I think this is something is really important as a BA and PO both to have this a skill of stakeholder management. The word is really sometime, the stakeholder management is very, very common, but ultimately, instead of saying no, we have to say yes, it is possible, but not in 2 months, maybe in 8 months or 10 months time. Or yes, I accept your request, we'll put it into the backlog, then we'll do the prioritization, and then we'll push for your story. Or asking right question, if you implement this, what is the benefit we get it? Something like that. So basically, this is a way to manage the stakeholder management is a very key part. Okay, so product owner engagement in the Scrum ceremony. So in the Scrum, everybody knows that there are multiple ceremonies are there, like from starting from your sprint backlog. The backlog is created by the product owner. The backlog is cleaned by the product owner on the daily, on the regular basis. So it like I'm putting all my ideas into the backlog as a product owner, and then I pick up one of them and say, okay, first implement this idea, that idea, and then the team will come and tell, okay, I understood the idea is great, but can you elaborate more? And that is called as refinement. So the refinement part generally is being missed by many POs. The more you do refine the stories, the more you talk about the stories, the more questions will come, and the more the team get a clarity, right? This is not a formal ceremony as per Scrum, right? But it's an ongoing activity where the PO will talk to the team, especially with the BA. I see sometimes the sprint backlog in some organization happen directly with the BA without team, and then BA will explain to the development team. That is the whole objective that we move from the waterfall to agile. That we can hear the directly from the business, which is the PO, and the development team say they're busy, they don't have time. And then when we go for a sprint planning, they have no clue what is the story about. Then they give the estimation, then estimation goes wrong, and this cycle continues because then and then the retrospective happen, people try to blame each other. This will never end. So sprint backlog refinement, it was used to call grooming earlier, they changed the name to refinement, so use the word refinement is very important. What word you use is not important, to be honest with you. It is important that how you are actually using this particular ceremony to make your team aware of the dreams which the product owner is seeing. Okay, so sometime in the refinement we also do estimation, but these are very high level estimation. Okay, you can say, okay, maybe this take 15 days, or if you're working on the story point estimation, yeah, you can say story point estimation, and so on. There are other various techniques are there. We can learn that in the main workshop. Not we don't have much time there, but there are various techniques are there which is required. So at the refinement level, which is still in the backlog, still not in the planning, how big the product we are talking, how big is the estimations required for this particular product. Sprint planning, it's a collaborative, so who leads? The first one leads by the product owner. Okay, second one is a collaborative product and development team. So second one, sprint planning, is led by also by the product owner. So planning is more about, first to check the availability of the resource, right? How much is there, and then go through the stories again, understand the acceptance criteria. Yes, they clearly know what they're going to build, and then they will take it forward. Then your daily scrum. um, I saw in many organizations, except one organization, the PO also was joining every day daily, and they are not starting the daily meeting until the PO joins it. It is not really good. It's an optional for PO. The daily stand up is a meeting where they will only discuss. They means the development team, the developers will only discuss the blockers with the Scrum Master. If they need a clarity, they can ask BA or they can ask also PO, but PO is not necessary in that meeting. And that meeting is not to ask the question to PO. So if somebody is doing that in your team, you tell them that if you have a problem, you can raise that earlier. No need to wait until the daily meeting because the PO might not join and it is not necessary. Some organizations push. One of the organizations I was working, they say, no, PO has to join. So I have no choice, I have to join. But that's not good actually. I realized there's no value after some time that the team discussing by themselves and then they'll daily stand up, go more than 30, 45 minutes. It should be very short. People only come there to ask the problem. That's it. Not to give the status update. The sprint review will happen. The review, the product owner is leading because he's the one who's going to check what I told you, whether it is built or not built, how it looks like and everything. So basically, sprint review when happen, I used to also give a lot of opportunity to the team member to present to the stakeholders so they can get kind of feasibility. And then we look as one team also. And because we are one team, not to just, okay, only the PO is the PO job. Yeah, it is PO who should lead it, but it's up to the product owner. Sometimes somebody else would like to present. It's an opportunity. Don't think this as a problem, but opportunity. Yeah, but there's a problem if the PO is asking to make all the deck and everything. Then there's a problem. Okay, you can work always together. Then the sprint retrospective. I think this is a meeting. Generally, people don't like it because they don't speak it, and when they speak it, then they start blaming each other. I think this is something we can only get improve over the period of time. The more you get collaborate with each other. When I say collaboration, I was attending one of the a mindset session 2 years back. One of the very famous book author came for this particular meeting, and he told one thing. He told many things, but one thing I always remember that the happy team produced the greatest result, right? So within the small team, the more you collaborate each other, you go to lunch together, you be part of the team more, you can deliver the great result, and the sprint perspective will be very powerful. It will be very useful also because you'll be very collaborative. Okay, this is what we need to change, guys. Doesn't matter are you sitting as a developer or sitting as a tester or sitting as a BA, you can always give the idea and try to come out a good result from that idea. So this is something people try to avoid. They don't speak. You should speak what you feel that we should do it. There is always a complaint that the time is limited and we still need to deliver. I agree. There is always the pressure is there, but as part of whatever we deliver, if we deliver the best quality, people will give a chance to us to take more time and deliver the similar quality of result. This is very important. Um, we'll move to the core responsibilities. I think this is something always debatable, that what is product owner's actual role and what they're supposed to do and what BA is supposed to do. That we can discuss in one of the table I prepared for you. Okay, but before that, we jump into the core responsibilities of the product owner. Is the responsibilities vary based on the organization, how your organization is seeing as a product owner. Is the product owner sitting on the business side or on the technology side? If it is sitting on the technology side, you're completely biased. Okay, it's completely biased. It has to be sit on the business side. When I say sit on the business side, it means they will own a separate rights. They will have a right to raise the funds for a team, budget for a team, and they will also able to access a lot of client data and all the statistics, which, yeah, if you're sitting on the IT side, you might not able to access that. So that is the reason they should sit on the business side. but some organizations, even the IT side, there are POs I saw, which is really not good. So the main first core responsibility, the core product vision, right? So product vision is basically that should be future focused, right? More aspirational, right? Okay, this is what I want to see this particular system will look like in after 2 years or 1 year or something like that. Okay, they should create a long-term goals, and that is why somebody who's already working in product owner, you might always get to create a vision, for product owner for next 4 quarters or next 6 quarters. Sometimes it's frustrating because we don't know, but it is not necessary that you don't draw it. Even if you don't know, you draw something which you really feel. Over the period of time when you go near, you might change you can pivot from something about a thought and maybe change. It's fine, no problem. But preparing that is very important. Will give you a very clear idea, and team also will get motivated. Oh, next 6 quarter, this is the work we are planning to do. Let's do this together. Okay, user centric is very important. So basically, uh, the product vision focuses on the value of the product will deliver to the target user. So basically, they focus what is the value we are going to give to the user. Sometimes could be internal user, sometimes could be external user. Sometimes the value might not be tangible. It means you're building something might be useful for the future. You're building maybe some backend related stuff which is not being directly useful for user. Uh, uh, Tangible, non-tangible, fine, but still it is adding value. You're building something. It's like you're building a construction building, and you're building a base, and you say no, there's no use because nobody can live in the base, but your building is going to construct on that base, and that is what we talk about, the tangible or intangible benefits. They have to be very clear and concise in their vision. Okay, sometimes it's not possible to concise, but at least some clarity. So if you're building a e-commerce platform, right, there are many aspects are there, but we will not talk about depositing the funds as part of the e-commerce platform. So that is not clear, that is not concise, right? So concise means basically you talk to that particular topics or related areas, and when you're building the product vision as a product owner. Okay, and basically with the moment you prepare the product vision, it should be easily to communicate to the stakeholders or to the people who are spending the money, giving the money to the entire team to build something. Backlog management is a very key, and I think this is everything I say in order to get a product to deliver. Product vision is there, great. Now after the product, start creating a product backlog. Don't wait the team is onboarded or not. We're still finding the BA, the team is not yet formed. Fine, no required. You are not required. The product owner, you can actually start creating the epics, a very big epics, which is high level. For example, I want to build a system that the user can do the payments. This epic. Now in that user story, okay, then what are the types of payment they can do? Can they do by pay now, pay la, or any, like any other method or credit card or bank transfer? Then these are the stories in that. So you should have very big building blocks. Okay, I'm building one product, right? What are the things I needed? So take an example that um, we give an example of bank quickly. Suppose we decided that, okay, we'd like to build a new system where we can actually allow a customer to access their portfolio on mobile. We want to build a new mobile app. So then what are the features are required. Maybe you need a customer login first, then you need a customer data, maybe very limited data will show on the mobile. Then you need his asset liabilities you want to show. Maybe you want to show the loan. You create icons, and then they can access everything in the phone. So then you go into the detail. When you want to show asset and liability, okay, how many columns you're talking about there? One or two column or three columns? The data, is it end of the day yesterday, or is it online data we want to show? All those, that is going to the user story. Okay, this is from the banking. So non-banking example is, suppose you are actually building taking example of cognitive link. Cognitive link is a coaching company, training company, and they want to build a software. So what they need to build? They need to build a CRM because they need to have customer data. They need to build a campaign management because they want to send the campaigns to you. They need a one ERP system because when they get the fees or collection from the business, they need to also settle with another vendor. So they need that system. Similarly, they need a system to their internal user. You can do that as part of the user stories and epics. You don't need team for that. You can do it, but only for when you do the refinement, then you need a team. Prioritize based on value and effort. So basically, at this moment, when you want to create effort, then you need a development team to do the prioritization. Until that, you don't need it. So, when you basically do the prioritization based on value, that you do it as a product owner. Maybe you can talk to business user also and say what is important. Sometimes the team will say that the effort is very high, and then we don't do it. No, I think you should not control that based on effort. You control based on the value. Okay. Then the refine continuously, as mentioned earlier in the slide. Refinement is very, very important. The more often you do the refinement, the better you create the pipeline, and the more chances the team get more budget allocated, because they very clearly see a pipeline. They see, oh wow, there's a lot of things they can do and adding value. Okay, let's fund this particular team, and this particular product owner will able to get that back the back the team with a lot of budget. Okay. um, and generally I saw in one of the company I was working, so half of the day I was working on refinement. So when I go to sprint planning, I know what exactly, and was very happy that I can answer any question from the BAs or technical team or anybody. So that will really help. And then to the team also, they'll get a clarity. Sprint planning and execution. So sprint planning they do, okay, and in execution basically demo. Okay, so they basically plan execute the sprint. Basically, they time box, say 2 weeks of sprint or 3 weeks of sprint or monthly release. Generally, banks happen monthly. It is not a problem. Even you can do 2 monthly release, no problem. But don't stretch too much. If you're taking like 50 stories in 2 months, fine, no problem. But don't stretch one story for 1 month and all, and then you know that it go into the waterfall mode, and you'll not able to deliver the value. Sometimes delivering the value doesn't mean you have to deliver fast. Deliver value is deliver value. Okay, 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 months doesn't matter. But organization always go, they say, no, no, we have only release window this and release window that, and you cannot release anytime. Amazon release every 1 hour in production, imagine. But we are working in a bank or maybe a organization which has a very strict timelines and all. We need to adhere to that. So don't get frustrated with that. I had experienced that for 20 years. But I tell you, there's a reason for that. I realized when I was working as a director in the Bank of Singapore last time. I realized why it is done. I had a lot of conversation with the compliance and legal and the teams, and the reputation is very important in the bank, and that's why they don't want to delay. They want to take the time and deliver properly. That is why. But other companies has a different competition level. They want to deliver monthly, daily, even hourly. So it's company to company, organization to organization, which area you are actually working. Define and track success. So basically, define the success criteria for every sprint. So this sprint, what we want to deliver, right? It has to be very specific, and very clearly mention acceptance criteria, right? Um, and any issue comes in, you should fix within that sprint only. Don't push that. Okay, this sprint's issues will fix in next sprint. No, a lot of these things happen in the company. It's just time. You'll not get day one, trust me. Maybe it'll take 7, 8, 10 sprints. Then you go slowly become better and better and better and better. Validate and demo, as I mentioned, the demo generally the POs do, but generally I used to allow the mostly BAs and the sometimes Scrum Master and sometimes from the development team to increase their confidence to give the demo to the business user. We used to do a lot of rehearsal. It should be very quick demo, not more than 30 minutes. 30 minutes max. It's actually huge. 15, 20 minutes, that's the period. And get any feedback if it's there. Generally, we used to do recording in the team, so no need to write and all. You capture everything and you can watch the video later. One of the core responsibility of the product owner is to drive the product adoption. You deliver everything, team is deliver everything happy, we celebrate. But now the POs, the main job started that they need to craft a rollout strategy. They need to think that, okay, this product is built for 800 people in the organization. Now, can we deliver 800 all, or we do only for 100? We do friends and family first, or we go the big bang? No, maybe we go small. We go by team, department, or maybe country by country. Um, uh, those who are using Facebook, WhatsApp, I think there was nobody in this planet who's not using it, right? What they do the release by country by country. Like WhatsApp AI, I still don't have it. but my some friends in Singapore has that. I don't know. I don't have it because they did not release to me yet. So they do the user by user, country by country, or maybe demo by by customer segment wise also they do. Um, Product owner main job also invest in the product training. So they also do the lot of training. They build the training material. This is I remember this was one of the pain point because training. When I roll out the one of the last product, I used to train. I need to train 350 front office users. So it was crazy across the Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia, the London, Luxembourg, Germany, and all those countries. So imagine the pain. The timing is different. So we used to build a lot of training material for them, make videos. If it is repetitive, and so on. And also I prepared the trainer. So we used to have program TTT, train the trainer. Okay. And then that we track and measure adoption. I think once you do the everything, need to do also the measurement of the adoption. So there are a lot of tools are available in the market that will tell that, okay, how many user has logged into this particular feature? Is anybody clicked on that feature? So a lot of analytics can be done on the product based on your organization, which tool they want to use, they will use actually that. Okay. So, and then that will help you to understand whether people are really liking what you delivered, value adding or not, or it was your assumptions and so on. Okay. The uh, any question till now? Anyway, we have Q&A session at the end. We'll do that. This is
We have,
interesting.
sorry,
Yeah.
Makram, we have a question from Hudayfa Ashari.
Yeah.
He's asking any tips, tools, methodology that can be used for creating an initial product backlog for a new project, especially a complex one as a PO.
Yes, we have some documents for that. We'll email her. We'll share you some strategies. Is that okay? Hello.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
we will email her. It's a very big topic, but I can share you that one. I used to do a lot of from the scratch. Trust me, it's most easiest part. Rather than if you're building something on existing system, it is complex. They expect you to understand the product in and out. But if you're building something from scratch, even if it's so complex, doesn't matter. It will be easy go. Trust me. I'll send you a document on that. Okay. So what generally you need to consider? What are the areas where you need to focus? We can send to everyone, no problem, as part of this also. Okay. Um, let's discuss this particular part, product owner versus BA. I think this is something very common challenges everyone face. I face a lot also. So in my entire career, so what BA is supposed to do, what product owner is supposed to do. See, generally the Scrum and all those methodologies, they will not tell you that who does what. I think I asked this question 100 times in the trainings, and they frustrated. They say, no, it's organization to organization. You cannot define that. But we need to draw a line somewhere. And I think one of the topic generally we teach in the workshops and people really love last time, it was the RASI, roles, accountability, consulting and information matrix. So similarly, you can also prepare a matrix when if you're a BA and working with the PO, you define clearly the segment, the differentiation, who's going to do what. So you are very clear. I see most of the time the product owner asks BA to write user story, they'll only review. That's not good. So they should write a user story. If they don't have time, fine, but they should, give their thoughts and ideas. This kind of user story I want. But generally, the PO has to write user story. Writing user story, anybody can write user story. People give all those kinds of comments and feedback. Yeah, I don't appreciate that. It's not healthy. You're supposed to do something you're supposed to do, and you should do that. I will help you to fix that if it is some issues in that. Or he can write a story and say, "B, can you review for me?" Yes, fine, I agree. Makes sense. So the responsibilities I mentioned on the left hand side, and on the first is the focus. So basically, the PO job is to do focus, like product vision, project delivery, value delivery. What is the value for particular thing and why we need to add. BA job is to basically business needs and process improvement. So process improvement comes from the product vision. They say we want to do this, but then BA will do the more analysis and understand the processes. PO has to help to connect the right business stakeholders to that for the BA. Analysis and requirements. I think this is always happen that who should do analysis and all. Basically, analysis has to be done by the BA. If you have the BA, the PO will do the only the user stories, and they will prioritize, and they will say this is what the market needs. So the entire analysis has to be done by the business analyst. Um, PO, if we start doing analysis, what will happen? We'll see in the anti patterns. Trust me, it's not good. Initially, you like it. After that, it will create chaos. Stakeholder management, yes. Entire stakeholder management, the front office, any compliance, any operations team, any external team, internal team has to be done by the PO. Mostly the BAs, they manage the internal stakeholder, the development team head, or the project management team head, or maybe, internal, the CIO team, PMO team, or anything. Internally, if it's the BA manage. If you're project manager, generally, if you're talking agile, will not have it, but Scrum Master act as a project manager in most of the cases. So BA can actually get a help from the Scrum Master in that case. But Scrum Master is not a project manager, but generally some organization use that as a project manager. Documentation. So basically, the PO job is to create product document user stories. I mentioned they have to build user stories. Now, if they want to add some details in the user story, which PO not aware, which technical team needs, that BA can uh, complement or add. Okay, but ultimately the story has to come from the PO. Technical expertise. We expect the development team expect the PO doesn't understand this basic technical stuff. They no need to have the deep technical knowledge, but they should know the capability of the product. Suppose you are implementing Adobe Campaign is one of the tool, for example, or you are implementing on a core banking product. Take an example. I think we have a lot of colleagues coming from RHB. If you're implementing core banking, you just need to know the capabilities of that product, and that you can find in the product documentation, or maybe on internet, or you can ask the sales guys what are the capabilities of the product. You should know their product capabilities. As a BA, you should know inside how the product works, right? So that's a very basic difference. And the project management, basically, the PO should do all the collaboration. For the BA, basically, BA, when they say monitor project progress, they I'm referring specifically to the story completion, because some organization now they are saying they don't have a separate testing team. They say BA to do the testing. Some organization, not all, some. In that case, the BA need to know which story is ready, so I can spend 1 hour time and say, yeah, it is tested, it's working fine. In 1 hour time, I'm done. Okay, I push for a review now for a product owner. That's why it's the decision making. So final decision making mostly from the product features and everything has to be done by the PO. BA job is to give recommendations. Sometimes the PO wants some very long-term solution quickly, but BA, I had a very good BA in last project. She was really good, always come up with a lot of options. So sometimes you confused because you get a lot of options, you get also confused. But yeah, she was doing a great job, and I was glad that work with such a people. When I was working as a BA in 6-7 years back, I used to also give a lot of options to the POs, and when they give option, they say, "Can you give the recommendation?" But don't waste too much time to preparing the lot of documents and decks and everything, and very simple plain text is also sufficient. The whole objective working in the agile to move fast and not to impress the people how beautiful the slide or deck you prepared. Trust me, that has less value. Initially people might say, no, paper simple table, or this doesn't matter. After some time people only hear what you're saying rather than seeing what you have written. Okay, so people should listen what you're saying rather than they seeing what you're writing on the deck. So these are some overlap. You can always define that and talk to the PO and make it differentiate. If you're a BA, if you're a PO, you talk to the BA and say, hey, please do this analysis, help me on this area. All right, very quickly we go to anti-pattern and we go to Q&A session, and I hope these anti-patterns exist because I experienced that, and I hear also from the other teams also. So sometimes the product owner is too busy, no time to write user story, no time for refinement, no time for planning. no time for review. This is really not good, not really good. Okay, so they should are missing sometimes. They don't have product owner for 2 months. Scrum master is working as a product owner, or B is working, that's not good. Okay, now can we stop the project? The answer is theoretically yes, but in practical no. We don't have choice. Then in that case, somebody need to adjust and play as a product owner role, has to be very unbiased. Um, Poor backlog management. I think this is very, it should come on the top actually, because the backlog management is something is really important. It means you keep thinking about the stories you written. You keep thinking as a PO what product vision you written. How do I create more understandable user stories? Even one liner is fine. You explain your thought, so at least you know what is my product backlog and how long it is. Micromanaging the team. I think this is really common in some of the areas where the POs has little bit of technical knowledge, and then POs think that I know everything. So uh, I was doing that initially because I came from the technology background and I was working as a PO. I was trying to understand, explaining the team the solution and all. Initially they appreciate it, but after some time they don't like it because you keep challenging them, because the work can be done in 4 hours rather than 2 days. They don't like it. You have to give the team the time, and you must believe them, right? Of course, you need to track and follow very closely, but don't micromanage. Unrealistic estimates. Most of the time I see when you do for estimation, the PO detect the estimation. They dictate estimations. Oh, it's a 4 days. Oh, it's a 5 story point. Oh, 8 story point is sufficient. Why need 13? We can do it in 8. So unrealistic. That will basically pressure the development team. Nothing else. How to solve this? We'll always solve. There are methods are there which in the workshop we discuss. We use various methods for estimation. Which one you like, you can take that. But there are various easiest method, techniques available to do the estimations. The flawed user story. I think this is writing too technical user stories. Write the technical table, this that, acceptance criteria is mentioned too many details. This will lead to a team to not to estimate, or they will estimate wrongly. That will go to the failures. I tell you some quick experience. There was a user story I written. It was too large. So with the team, we sat down with BA specifically, and we created eight user stories out of that one user story, and we try to reduce to less than 8 story points. Of course, the Scrum Master played a very key role there in that such. So splitting the stories is very important, and PO has to do with the team. PO don't know when to split, right? Until team will say this is too big. Oh, okay, too big. You are a development, you are expert. Yes, I hear to you. Let's split. Still big, split. Still big, split. Split until you say, we finish in 5 story points or 8 story points. Now, story point equal to man days. People, some organization create that. It is really very big topic to debate, but that will at least give them some kind of a direction, or maybe kind of know how much time will take to build this particular user story or requirement. Then the hoarding information. I think that is something I personally don't like it, and generally they don't keep the what is happening on the business side. Sometimes team has no clue. They only hear the rumors that okay, they're going to decommission this product, they're going to build a new team and getting the new product. I think whatever the information the PO should share with the team, not to panic them, but at least get the confidence that we're still going to do good, and we're still going to deliver something. If not going to deliver, at least give that clarity to the team, so team can think of themselves, or maybe try to join another team with very clear clarity. It's not about only sharing the information, but always the feedback from the business users. Okay, if it is a good or bad, or they say okay they don't like this product, fine. The team should know everything. So that is something, is trust is a very important part. If you're playing a role as a product owner, the more you trust with the team, the more team will help you to get a successful PO. Okay, so with this, we can start a Q&A. Any questions, or anybody is working as a PO, you can ask any questions. I'm going to share you one more document apart along with this deck. You can have that.
Okay, there's
Uh,
one a more question
mm,
from Salma Awang.
yeah.
What is the control or the deliverables to be imposed with and as part of maker checker and the completion of agreed deliverables?
Okay. I hope you are working in Agile. And when you say the maker and checker, ultimately, if you're talking about the user story, there's no maker checker in Agile. Generally what happens is that you write a user story as a PO, and then you pass on to the team to deliver. Of course, the team can see there is a flaw in user story and can say, "Oh, this we didn't understand," and that is a part of the refinement, not during the delivery, not during the implementation. So the whole idea of not to have the maker checker in the place to make sure that they work together. Then there's no maker checker. However, the product review will be done by the product owner, and ultimately that is the information which PO will confirm that yes, whatever I tested is working fine. Whatever I tested is what I asked for. Whatever I tested is what I understand from the business user. So when I give the demo, he will also give. So that part PO will take care on the maker checker part. For coding, there are if you're a uh, developer basically they will have a lot of make you know the code review patterns. Everything is there. For BA, I don't see any maker checker is there. That what BA has modified user story, somebody come and review. There's no such a thing available. Okay.
Okay, next question from Huzaifa.
Mhm.
What is your comment if product owner delegates creation of user story totally to BA? Is it workable in long term?
Yeah, so this is a very good question, and I also face a lot of problems. So I'll give you some tax. Okay, the when if he's asking for help one time, two time, fine, right? What you need to do, right? Because working as a team, maybe he really don't have time, but he was asking all the time to write a user story too. It's not fair. What you do rather than you help one or two times and ask him or her to review the user story and don't release the user story to the team until the PO reviews it. So give back the accountability to the product owner. But don't stress too much because this will create a some kind of antitrust between the team. But yes, what I used to do generally before we start a team sprint zero or sprint one, we should have very clear roles and responsibility, discuss and agree. We used to call as the team agreements. Okay, not to just to draw a very thick Chinese wall everywhere. Oh, I don't do this. General primary responsibility of a PO. You not well don't have time for one or two times fine, but ultimately they have to do it or you do it and ask them to review it. Okay, this very very common problem is there. All right.
Okay, next question. Neha Pandi to everyone.
Mhm.
What tools are typically used by BA and product owners?
For the product owner, they use the Jira board to write the user stories, and nowadays Azure DevOps board is there, which is getting very popular. So those who are not aware, Azure board is also similar like a Jira. It's the same tool. And BA will also use the same tool, but BA can use any other document. So there's no restriction that what you cannot use it, but mostly the Jira they use. And after that, BA are happy to use whether slides or Excel or any other document to prepare the content to make people aware what to be delivered. Or we can say that the documents which basically elaborate user story further to explain the people. But ultimately, we recommend to use only the Jira and other Azure tool, Azure DevOps tool. So the information will be at one place. Okay. Any next question, Nadir?
Yes, Huzaifa again. Any
Mhm.
other methodology can be used other than user story?
See the if your organization is working on agile methodology, or Scrum methodology, agile, then you have to use user stories. Um, but to be honest, right, user story, there is a pattern written because that is the standard. But that doesn't stop you to come up with a new pattern or a new a plain English or any other language which team can understand. It is not necessary to write in this particular specific way, but that is the standard everybody follows. So if suppose this PO leave and another PO comes, he understand what he's talking about. But ultimately, there is no such a hard rule as long as you do the delivery with the team. So there is one project which was on Agile, and we don't want to use the user story, so we written all the requirement in Excel, and we pass on that to the team, and then that's what we delivered. So that is also possible as long as you do the delivery. But sometimes the organization has the standards, and there is a agile in organization there is a agile uh, a coach team is there, so they will emphasize you to follow the standards so everybody talk the same language. That is the whole objective, nothing else, nothing else. But don't that doesn't stop you to write in any other format. Jerkin is one of the way, Jerkin, where actually they write mostly for the test driven development, as and when and something like that they will write that. So that is it didn't get much popular in the large organization, maybe small, yes, but they don't do that. So you can write in any other way, but your organization should agree. If your organization say no, we cannot accept any other format, then you need to stick to the what they have been defined by the company. All right.